What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Roots and Wings podcast. So first of all, I want to say a massive thank you and appreciation for everyone who is subscribing and talking about and sharing this information. A lot of people don't even realize that they need this information. It's actually one of the subjects that we're going to talk about tonight. We're talking about, we nearly broke up over this, meaning, sometimes we've let things get to a certain point where there's a big explosion, and things don't need to get to that point. And it's not from a particular event, which can confuse the partners sometimes. They think, oh, hang on a minute, that was such a small thing. But really, there's been a massive build-up over many different, events that could have been avoided. So let's start with you. So let's talk about, let's get into it, babe.
Well, I think first of all, you have to think of any issue that you've ever had in your relationship. And what we have found from speaking to different couples, and if any couple has ever come to us for advice or just to run through what's going on, it is 9 times out of 10 not a one moment thing, i.e. not a big catalyst thing that's caused the issue. It is often little things that have built up over time that has then maybe built a bit of resentment, or somebody feels that they can't do something, or they've been niggled at and they've swept things under the carpet for a number of years maybe. And a lot of people that might be watching this you might be of a certain age where you think, oh, I don't need to listen to that. Or you might have been together for 10, 20 years and think, oh, we don't need this. You're probably the people that need it the most.
Yeah, that's big.
Because if you haven't been into this information and been actively looking for ways to improve your relationship, then you are going to be a totally different person. And both of you are going to be totally different people for when you actually first got together. So there's that point, and I actually did a post about this the other day. There's that point, but there is also the point that I just shared about a lot of things are just swept under the carpet.
Yes, that quote, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. Right.
Which basically means that there's been a build-up of things over a period of time. And
death by a thousand paper cuts.
Exactly. It's not been one thing, it's been the build-up over time, and then suddenly it's just exploded into this, well, you're not the person I thought you were. Well, that doesn't just happen because you've left things out the dishwasher and not washed them up one time. That's like...
Right. And that's why I think, for those that are watching this and you do actually value this conversation, I think it's very important for you to share this, because there is a lot of people, believe it or not, that, like you say, don't think that they need this conversation. This is not just for people in relationships. It's for people that are, number one, looking for the right partner. Number two, finding out if they're even compatible with the partner and they still should be in that relationship. But also prevention for people that are in relationships that want to keep growing and want to actually flourish. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, we don't claim to be experts or anything like that. We are two individuals into personal development and believe in living a full, holistic, great life, and we're just having a conversation. I think there's a big need for it.
And sharing what we're learning along our way, because hopefully it then helps other people along their way as well, because a lot of people don't realise that they actually need to keep improving and they need to keep growing and they need to be having certain conversations. I think a lot of those are swept under the carpet because maybe they think it's a taboo topic, or maybe because we have actually been together for so many years, we should understand this about each other, or we had this conversation when we first got together, we don't need to have it again.
Yeah, look, where do you rate your relationship on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being like exhilarating, full of passion, love, joy, sex life is great, like everything's fantastic. 0 being like, horrendous. Like where do you rate yourself? And understand that it's like things can improve, and it's sometimes about just getting a different perspective. Like we're always learning. Whenever we meet anyone that's like been together for an extended period of time, we can't wait to soak up with information and learn, the pros and cons about, different things. But we get a lot of questions, don't we, about different things and how to handle certain situations. I think one of the biggest ones that we actually learned the hard way from was when there was a period of time when I was so locked in on my business and what I was doing that I wasn't spending the time talking to you because we were still figuring out the schedule with the children, and I was going into sleeping basically with my son Dexter to help him go to sleep, and that just became a habit, and we wasn't having the regular pillow talk. And it's literally, sometimes our pillow talk can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes it's half an hour, but it's those little daily check-ins with each other, catching up, seeing what's going on, how you're feeling, what's new with you, anything I can do. Do you need my help with anything tomorrow? Remind me of that, whatever. Like, it's those tiny little conversations that help manage and multiply the relationship that we were missing out on. And it's that example of the ship. If it's like 1 degree to the right or 1 degree to the left, over 100 miles, you end up in a completely different location.
Right.
And that's what kind of happened with us, wasn't it? It got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I've messed up here. Like, I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been asking any questions. And it's definitely a two-way thing, We both just fell into a bit of a...
But that's precisely such a great example, because like you just said, it may have only been 5 minutes before we went to sleep, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. But if you miss that 5 to 20 minutes every day, it's like the compound effect, but
10 days is 50
the
days.
reverse.
10 days is 50 minutes of conversation.
Exactly. But in the reverse, so then over a period of time, no wonder you may get to a point where you feel like you're not connected to your partner, or you're going separate ways, because you need to keep in touch with each other.
We're speaking to we had our pastor come around, and by the way, we're going to get different guests on our podcast over time. One of them is definitely going to be my mentor in the area of faith. And we had him and his wife around with his kids, and he said that actually him and his wife had a long distance relationship for the first 2 years. And they said that it was actually a really important time for them, because they had a lot of conversations on the phone. And he said there's a lot of people, a lot of couples, that they get in from work, they put the kids to bed, and they just sit in front of a TV. So they're sat next to each other, watching and I always think of Black Mirror, the film, the program Black Mirror, because if you turn the screen off, it's a black mirror. If you lock your screen right now and look into your phone, it's a black mirror. And I always imagine, I never forget, there was a clip, and it was like, imagine all the screens were just black and just watch people. They're literally staring at a screen. So imagine when you sat next to the person that you're supposed to be growing with, love, spending time with, you chose to be with this person, whatever, and you just literally both just locked in, not saying a word, sometimes for an hour, like, you want a drink? You good, yeah? Oh, I'm tired, you're going to bed. Boom, conversation done. Because you're just locked in watching a black screen. Do me and Charlie still watch TV? Yes, we love to watch a movie. We love to chill out and watch TV. That's not what the point I'm trying to say is, like, you do have to be aware of, are you still also giving time to have conversations? Like, anytime we can both take the dog for a walk, it's 20 minutes, but it's important. It's a 20-minute conversation, because especially here we ain't got no signal on our phones. So when we do go for a walk, we're having to talk to each other, for 20 minutes. And I think that's so important. 100%. Communication is everything. And I think as well, on this subject of death by 1,000 cuts, it's very important to do what we've talked about before, and we're going to keep mentioning. Actually talk about what each other really wants in all areas of the relationship. Because essentially, if you're not getting respect at home as a man, you are going to look for it elsewhere. And that doesn't mean you're going to cheat on your wife. What I'm saying is, you're going to look for it at work, and you're going to become addicted to work and working more long hours and being there, and that's your work's your happy place, because that's where you're getting respect. As a woman, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but women want love. So if a woman doesn't feel loved at home, she's going to look for it elsewhere. Where is she getting love? Where is she getting attention? Where is she getting compliments? Where is she seen? Where is she noticed? Where is she listened to? And you like, and if you're not feeling like that, it's bringing it up. The subject of sex, like, we talked about this before, and it is a bit of a crude subject, but I do think it's important. And by the way, we are creating like a private community, and we are going to be going diving deeper into that material, because we're aware it is a bit one of those subjects that people have to kind of opt in for. But
however, it is again one of those topics. I was literally having my hair done the other day, and we were all agreed. You know how you would like chat in the hairdressers? I don't know if men do the same in barbers, but you end up having a like group discussion. Maybe it's a female thing. Anyway, we all agree the two taboo topics are talking about money and sex. They are the topics.
I would add God to that as well.
Yeah, okay. That everybody thinks about and is on their mind so much, probably 100% of the day, it's either money or sex. But nobody actually talks about it. And then when somebody actually does start talking about it out loud, it's like, you've mentioned
oh my God,
it.
and it's like we watch it and we go, I'm not watching we want to listen, but we're looking at our peers. What do you think about that? And we're like, yeah, me too, yeah. But like, we're really interested in it. We are.
It's so mad.
But like, if you're not getting what you really want sexually, again, as a man, you are going to look for it elsewhere. Does that mean you're going to be disloyal? No. But will it mean that you maybe look at other women for longer, and it's deeper than just she's attractive? You know, you're lusting for other women, or you could be watching pornography.
Well, and I think I want to veto this with, if you're not feeling respected as a man and you're not feeling loved as a woman, that is no excuse to go off and do something that damages a relationship.
There's never an excuse for that.
Because you should always, I mean, that is even why we are having these conversations and doing these podcasts.
Because from also personal reasons.
Yeah, because you need to be able to talk about it. You need to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations to prevent a worse scenario. Like, what's in my post I did the other day, I said, what's more uncomfortable? Having the uncomfortable conversation now, or getting a divorce further down the line because you didn't have that uncomfortable conversation? Yeah. And it is about understanding why things happen. So if you have been in a situation like that, like, yes, okay, there's definitely a two-way street, but there's never an excuse for it. But also as well, if you've been the one that's actually done it, I do need you to understand that God forgives you instantly, and nobody's perfect, and you can learn and grow and make changes, and you haven't got to be living your life in shame, guilt, and regret. Mm-hmm. Okay, you need to forgive yourself, because you cannot move forward dragging the past into the future. So I would say that as well, because we've all done things that we know we shouldn't have done, and it hurts us forever because we carry it around. So yeah, I just wanted to put that in there as well, because I know there's people out there just beating themselves up, and it actually stops them then from ever getting into a successful relationship, because they're so down on themselves. And a high value, high frequency, personally developed individual doesn't really want to be with a person who's not interested in growing and letting them go, letting the past go. Well, exactly. I mean, if you have already made a mistake, you now just have to put in the effort to become that better person. And then once you are doing that, then you can essentially live and let go and forgive yourself, because like you just said, otherwise you are then, what are you going to do? Live miserable for the rest of your life because you made a mistake.
Well, I've seen people, like, let's say they cheat on their partner, they end up with someone else, and that, because that ends up not being right, but they stay to justify, well, because I messed up over here, I've got that'll be like two mess ups, and they feel like a failure. And you need to understand, guys, you're only here for a short period of time. Your happiness should be your number one priority. And that's the right example to set for people. If things aren't right, have the courage to step up. Sometimes, and this is also in business as well, sometimes things aren't supposed to happen, things aren't supposed to be. The right relationship shouldn't be, there shouldn't be any, like we said before, and I'm going to continue to say, me and Charlie have disagreements, but we never cross the line of disrespect. Because there's no excuse for that, because that's just an emotional reaction that has come from an incompetent relationship. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, like,
well, we all
how do you disagree without disrespecting? I think, is it knowing when to talk, when not to talk? Is it knowing when to actually have the conversation, when not to have the conversation? Is it sometimes just like holding it in, walking up, you know what I mean?
It depends on the situation. I mean, literally this situation right now, you don't talk over somebody, you let them finish, you let them share what they're going to say. You're really looking at them interacting with them, like not staring at them, but you're engaged in the conversation, you're respecting, you're actually like listening isn't just I can hear you. It's I'm maybe turned towards you, or I'm looking at you in the eye, or I'm nodding because I'm engaged in what you're saying. I'm not like, you know, the only reason I'm looking at my phone is because I've got a couple of notes that I want to share here, but I'm not like, you know, on my phone or scrolling or doing something else. Like I'm actually engaged with what you're saying. I'm listening. I then respond to it rather than listening to react to what you're about to say. So I actually listen to everything that you're going to say. And then I may even say, just give me a minute because I'm processing my thoughts, because I don't want to then blurt out something that I'm offended about, which then could offend you. And there are times where you do need a moment to maybe process something, or to figure out actually what you're going to say, so that you don't say it in a negative way.
You know, I think a big part of it is like, whenever we get into a disagreement, I'm not on Team Jake. I think it takes a level of emotional maturity.
Absolutely.
It's not about one being right, one being wrong. If I've done something and it's affected Charlie in a way where she doesn't feel good about it, regardless of if I think that what I've done is right or wrong, my action to has caused her reaction to equals this outcome. So regardless of if you think you're right or wrong, that doesn't matter. You need to understand why, because we've had it before where I've said things or haven't said things. Maybe you thought I wasn't listening. And you're right, the wind's getting your eye.
Yeah. Just putting hair in my mouth.
There was a moment where Charlie thought I wasn't listening, and I was like confused, because I was just giving my point of view, and like she stormed out, you're not even listening, and I was like, right, I could have argued back, but I thought, no, hang on a minute, she stormed out for a reason. She thinks I'm not listening. I'm confused because I thought I was. So let me go upstairs, just like relax, calm it down. I was like, babe, right. So just so you know, I didn't actually mean to come across like I wasn't listening. Just so I understand the situation better. How did you perceive that scenario, and what is it that you wanted to say, and how can I maybe have done something different? Something like that, wasn't it? And we had a conversation about it, but in that moment, also as well, Charlie knows my intention is never to hurt her. I think that's important as well. Because if you're like, you both got your boxing matches on, it's like, oh, this person has to be Mr. Right, or she has to be right. I think it's just like, it's going to be just a nightmare, innit? Let's be honest.
Well, so the image I actually sent you earlier was this, which is, we women need to feel special and worthy of being loved for who we are on the inside, whereas men need to feel able and appreciated for what they do on the outside. So what I wanted to kind of discuss there was, given that situation, yes, okay, it obviously made me feel a type of way on the inside, which then often correlates for a lot of women that, oh, he doesn't respect me right now, or he doesn't appreciate me right now, or he's not listening to me, so therefore he doesn't like love me as much right now. So you have to, I suppose, understand all those different thoughts that go through a woman's mind, which is where having the initial understanding of women need love the most, men need respect the most, is key. And the more we go on, I think the more we'll actually talk about practical steps of it. But that's kind of what I want to talk about now, when it says men need to feel able and appreciated for what they do on the outside. So what does that even look like to you? How would you want to be appreciated on the outside? Is it what you do?
I think being trusted is big. We like men like to be counted on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could be having a terrible day, or not terrible day, but busy day, super, you know, maybe I'm experiencing doubts, or I'm back to back on calls, and you can just text me saying, hey, I'll see how hard you're working, just want to say that I love you and I'm proud of you. And that text is like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like respect. It's like you're complimenting me for working hard. Do you know what I mean? Because like,
I trust you.
Not like, oh, when you're going to be back, you're working long hours, like, when am I going to see you? That actually has the opposite effect. So when you text me, let's say you text saying, because you do actually do that, I love you, I'm proud of you, you work hard. That actually makes us want to see them more. Makes us want to finish the day and get back to our wife. If you text saying, how long you going to be? We're like, I'll drag out in a bra for now.
Well, so we were talking
Because
about this.
why would I want to rush? I'm respected in the area of work. Why would I want to rush back to be nagged?
Exactly.
To be told off? I want to come back. I want to come back home to, hey babe, you know, we appreciate you. Do you know what I mean? Because all we do, really, I think a lot of men, or me personally, everything I do is really for you and the kids. Everything I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when that is not being like appreciated, it's like we feel lost as men. We feel like I'm confused. Well, I'm confused.
Well, I think it's like it doesn't have to be grand gestures either. It's little things like if I hear your car come up into the drive, I'll be like, kids, daddy's home. And they all go running out to the back door and they're like, daddy, 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 daddy. And it's having that welcome when you come back.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, you don't have a traditional 9 to 5, you come back from an office, but it's still the same effect because you've been out, you've been at meetings, you've been on calls, whatever. But it's those, like it could be something as simple as that when daddy comes home or when your husband comes home, if you don't have kids,
And
being
and that's
welcoming.
I didn't even know you were doing that. You did that. Do you know what I mean? I'll do it as well, but like I didn't even know that you did that. And that's great because if like imagine if I come in and the kids didn't do that. Like again, over a period of time, not hurt, but you know what I mean? Like because it's just getting home, but like them coming home, them rushing to you like is a big thing. For men. Yes, that's a good idea, a good example. So like, again, let's flip onto you. What are some things that I do to make you feel loved, or what is the things that men can do to help their lady feel more loved and respected and loved on the inside?
I think often our women, us women, are a little bit guilty of sending like loads of hints of maybe things that we want, whether it's a gift or just generally like things that we would like throughout the day rather than actually asking for it. But the fact that if there is something like that and you do listen to it and do take it on board, that actually means a lot, because then you've first of all listened and you've kind of done it as a surprise without us even having to ask for it. So I mean, little things for me, like I love it when you bring me a cup of tea, because it's the thought of, you know, you're with the kids, you've still made the effort to bring me a cup of tea. You could have easily gone, no, it's way too busy with the kids making them breakfast, or I don't know, Lucky's done something, or the cat's brought a mouse in. Like I haven't got time to bring you a cup of tea. But the fact that you even just make the effort, bring it upstairs, that means a lot, because it's the thought behind it that means something. So that's just a really simple thing. But I don't know, it could be that, I don't know, we've mentioned that, well, like this garden furniture. We bought the furniture, the big box came, and then I took the kids swimming, came back, and you'd set it all up. When
England were playing. that was the main thing.
When England were playing in the World Cup, yes.
But
so it's just going that extra effort. A bit like, you know, if you were trying to impress your boss at work, you would go the extra mile, you would do the extra effort, you would do things that were maybe slightly outside of your job role to impress them, the same as you would in a relationship.
Oh, that's important. That's great. That's how you're multiplying it, really. You know what I mean? Because it's managing the multiplying. But yeah, I think it's important. I think this is an important subject, guys. Again, if you've taken value from this episode, share it, subscribe. Also, if you go to the link in the description, we do have a waiting list that we're building for what we're going to be bringing to the table. We're really excited about it, and yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be good. So, moral of the story is: don't brush things under the rug. Death by 1,000 cuts. The straw that broke the camel's back. Really remember those analogies. Compound interest, right? On having those tiny little conversations. Put those little extra efforts in, and hopefully, you know, things improve.
Use the compound effect for your benefit,
Right.
not the wrong way around.
Yeah. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Let's go.